Do you think that because art as a whole is subjective, is it challenging to give an honest criticism of another's works, even if you think it's terrible? How do you approach that? Well, actually, John Hanson, you probably have missed a few of my streams or fixed commentary. We can disagree, but I have videos and commentary on why art is completely objective. It is completely objective. What remains in art that is subjective is your own experience of it. So you can objectively say, by experience, by standards of excellence, by whatever the case may be, you can say there's a fine piece of art, and you can say that's a bad piece of art, even if you're not an artist. You know, even if you're like someone who goes into an art museum, or I'm not a filmmaker, but I know what a good film is. I'm not a film. I'm not a screenwriter, but I know good dialogue in a television show. And I know bad dialogue in a television show. Now I write, so that might be part of my experience too, but I can objectively say, as not a filmmaker, what film is good, what film is not good. So a piece of art is objective. Your experience of that art is what remains subjective. So you can loathe a fine piece of art. You can not care for a very good piece of art, whether philosophically, whether in way of form or medium. Maybe sculpture is not your thing. It's like, I don't like it. So, but that's not to say that sculpture is bad. It could be a fine piece of sculpture, but because you just don't resonate with it, you can't say it, therefore it's bad. Your experience of it is a negative one. That is subjective because someone else's experience of that same piece of fine art is good. So the experience of the artwork is what is subjective. You can love bad art. You can absolutely love bad art. I could love bad music and say it's bad. I could love, there's music I love that is produced terribly. I don't think I listened to it too long because I'm just so keen on audio that I love a good production anyway. But I've listened to pieces of music that is either poorly produced or it's just bad composition, but I love it, and then maybe someone of that same piece of music would say, that is not for me. I don't like it. So it works in both ways. You can have both a positive and negative experience when viewing a fine piece of art that is objectively fine, that is objectively excellent, or you can have a bad negative experience and positive experience for a bad piece of art. It works both ways. So actually, art is objective. We do have objective standards of art. What remains subjective is our experience of that art.